Das ist was Neues. Wie geht's? Ich hoffe, ihr seid alle gesund und munter. That means I hope that you're all healthy and happy. And we're gonna try this. You did pretty good with your greetings. Could have been a little more interesting. I read a lot of Guten Tag, Frau Nancy, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually teach you a lesson. We're going to upload it to YouTube. You're going to be able to access it there, and then I'll give you an assignment in the workbook. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to start learning the past tense. There are two kinds of past tenses. We're going to do one of them today. Okay? I'll do another video with the other one. And unfortunately, they do them both together in the book, so you're going to have to be a little bit patient with yourself and only look at the one that we're doing today. So today we're doing the one which is really actually, it's one word and it's very similar to English. This is the word, war. What does that look like? Doesn't that look, I know, no, it doesn't look like war. Think German. Doesn't that look a lot like was? So this is the English. So ich war means I was. Not very hard. Now, you will notice as I go through this that this should look a lot like something that you recognize. And if I were in class, I would say, who knows what this looks like? And you'd all raise your hand and I'd have to call on somebody. I can't do that. So we're just going to have to deal with it. Here's this one. Here's this one. Here's this one. This should look really familiar, guys. Doesn't it? What does this look like? Everybody's raising your hand, and I'll call on, I don't know, Matthew. Either one of you. What does this look like? When there's no ending here, there's an ST here, there's no ending here, EN, T, and EN. Right. Looks just like a modal, doesn't it? No ending here, and they match. So it just makes it really easy. Okay? So if ich war means I was, what does du warst mean? Right, you were. Er war means he was. Wir waren means we were. You got it? You got it. Okay? So if you remember, I don't know actually if I've even taught you this yet, but maybe you know the word for tired, which would be müde. So if you want to say, I was tired yesterday, wouldn't be very hard, would it? Ich war gestern müde. Now remember, even though we're changing the tense is when something happens. So this happened yesterday. It's not happening right now. If you wanted to say you were tired right now, you would say ich bin müde, right? But if you were tired yesterday, then you're going to say ich war müde. But our VT, this rule, remains the same. It doesn't matter when it happens. So if I want to say gestern, when would the verb happen? Aha! It would stay right here in our V2. And then you also remember, look at all these colors. You also remember that this is attached. So the minute that you don't have a subject pronoun in front of the verb, it has to come after. So gestern war ich müde. So ideally now we would practice this a little bit, and I'd say, how would you say yesterday or last week I was at the bakery? You guys know how to say that, don't you? Don't you? Okay, last week, oh, I'm running out of room. Well, we'll just deal with it. Letzte Woche war beim Bäcker. Right? And you can start that sentence with war letzte Woche beim Bäcker, or you can start it with beim Bäcker war letzte Woche. Just like we practice with our columns. So this is also a good chance for you to practice that V2 with a different verb tense. Okay? Now, if you check your textbook, Seite 231, 201. Sorry about that. So I made a boo-boo. So this is part 2. Okay, not V2, part 2. Okay, so we were looking at the book. Okay, so Seite 231. They have the conjugated verb at the bottom of the page, which is what I have up here on the board. They also have in the little blue box a bunch of new time words. So you know how to say yesterday, gestern, right? Vorgestern, which means before yesterday, is the day before yesterday. That's also in the past tense. Gestern Abend would be yesterday after evening. That's also in the past tense. Letztes Wochenende, that would be last weekend. So that's also in the past tense. So you have 3 or 4 different past tense adverbs here that you could put in to your sentences. If you want to practice, here I've used gestern, here I use letzte Woche. You can use those. You can use the 4 that are in the book to practice your sentences, okay? So what you need to do is don't worry about the rest of this past tense, because if you look up in the green box, it says zuerst war ich beim Metzger, or beim Bäcker, und dann beim Metzger. Okay, that's all perfectly fine. Danach war ich im Supermarkt. Und zuletzt war ich im Kaufhaus. That should sound familiar to you with the zuerst and zuletzt and the dann and that kind of thing, and you're certainly welcome to do that. I might even make that an assignment. I haven't decided yet, but it would be good to practice the var. Don't worry about the stuff that's underneath that in the black box. I'm sorry, in the green box with the habe gekauft. That's what we're going to do tomorrow. Okay? So just worry about the var. Okay, so that's where it is in the textbook for you to read. You can practice on page 232. There's an assignment, exercise number 26. You can make sure that you're using the right forms of the verbs, of the verb var in those blanks to practice. And then the homework assignment that I'm going to have you do is in the workbook, Seite 70, page 70. I want you to do number 14 and number 15, but only the odd numbers of number 15. And this is going to be a little different. What you need to do is you need to type them into Google Classroom. Okay, I can't correct them if you just take a screenshot and email it. Put it on Google Classroom that way. And I do want to be sure that everything is correct. So when you do number 15 on page 70, the odd numbered ones, be sure that you start the sentences with something different. They all have given you the time element first. So the first one, just leave them as they are. Although you might have to change the word order. Big hint here. You might have to change the word order around. Got it? But say for number 3, don't start with heute Nachmittag. Start with ich war. And for number 5, start with im Gemüseladen. Okay? So you're practicing the word order along with the new var. Okay? Does that sound like a deal? So that's the var lesson. You're going to do great. I hope you are all doing well, that you're staying inside and away from other people other than your families, that you're not too weirded out by all of this and learning a lot online. I thank you for being patient with me, and we will muddle our way through. Okay? You can always reach me with any questions or any comments by email. I'm checking both the .net and the .org accounts every day, so either way will work for me, and I hope that you do well. I'm going to give you an assignment tomorrow, or I'll post it today, and it won't be due until Monday with the book. Okay? So we'll be doing a little bit of reading while we're also learning what we can in our textbook. Okay? I love you all. I miss you, and I hope you're doing well. Everybody stay well. Bye. Tschüss.